Here are the top stories for today, April 3, 2020. Malacanang says the government is speeding up the process of distributing donations to address COVID-19. The National Bureau of Investigation plans to summon government officials over violations of quarantine rules. Authorities report a decreasing trend of suspected COVID-19 cases in Cagayan de Oro. And agrarian reform beneficiaries in Negros Province share their resources to those affected by COVID-19 scare. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Malacanang says the government is streamlining the donation process for the COVID-19 response to ensure that intended health facilities and beneficiaries receive them on time. President Duterte tapped the Office of Civil Defense as the main coordinating body for donated medical supplies and equipment, considering that the Department of Health is overwhelmed with its work. Duterte said the OCD was ordered to consolidate, make an inventory of, allocate, and distribute donated supplies to help the DOH focus on its work. The OCD would be assisted by Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana and his department to deliver the donations to all the hospitals in the shortest possible time. Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles said the breakdown of donations received by the government would be included in Duterte's weekly report that will be transmitted to Congress on April 6. Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo on Thursday appealed to the Executive Department to grant a one-time bayanihan financial aid to cities and municipalities to further help them respond to the needs of their constituents amid the COVID-19 health emergency. Senator Go is proposing for additional funds in every city and municipality equivalent to 1 month of their respective internal revenue allotments. Go said the grant should be on top of other assistance that national government agencies are already providing to LGUs. The grant would be used exclusively for projects, programs, and activities concerning the COVID-19 situation, such as procurement of personal protective equipment or PPEs for frontline service providers, medicines and vitamins, hospital equipment and supplies, disinfectants, relief goods, and tents for temporary shelter of the homeless. He also urged local government officials to ensure that the assistance reaches those who need government aid the most, particularly the poorest of the poor, vulnerable sectors, and displaced workers. Senator Panfilo Lacson on Thursday urged authorities to conduct a thorough probe on the real motives behind the mass protest action in Quezon City. On Wednesday, 20 members of an urban poor group were arrested for being part of a mass protest in Quezon City in violation of enhanced community quarantine guidelines. According to initial police reports, around 150 people from the urban poor community at Barangay Pag-asa assembled on the northbound lane of EDSA in front of the Avida showroom to demand food relief packages from the Quezon City government. In a statement, Senator Panfilo Lacson said he couldn't help but suggest to authorities to thoroughly investigate if the riot in Quezon City was indeed a valid hunger-driven, spontaneous acts of people, or a politically instigated violence by sinister groups out to take advantage and destabilize the administration. Senator Ronald De La Rosa, who is also a former PNP chief, meanwhile appealed to leftist groups, especially Kadamay, to stop agitating the poor. President Duterte has earlier assured that the government is doing its best to give everyone their food needs in a wake of a worsening health situation.
Equally is equally. Pera pati pagkain. Ano yung parte ko, parte mo yan.
The Archdiocese of Manila on Thursday urged the faithful to make their homes a church by praying with their families during the enhanced community quarantine. Manila Auxiliary Bishop Broderick Pabilio said Roman Catholics can live the church in their homes since masses in churches are suspended because of Luzon-wide quarantine. He also asked the faithful to spare time to pray with their loved ones as many families are complete inside their homes. Pabilio said during these quarantine days, let us set aside time together to pray as a family and join in the online masses. He also invites the families to pray the Oratio Imperata and the Family Rosary at 12 noon and 8 p.m. He also urged the faithful to reflect on the words of God and read the Bible together. Stranded French tourists in the country have safely returned to France. And TESDA encourages Filipinos to avail of their online classes. More on these from Late Gabagani.
A total of 300 stranded French tourists and other Europeans were repatriated from the Philippines in the evening of April 1 and 2 and were able to return to France from Cebu and Manila. The French government has arranged the second special flight operated by Qatar Airways at a negotiated rate in order to bring home the said tourists stranded and affected by the enhanced community quarantine in Luzon. In other news, TESDA is encouraging everyone to avail of the agency's online courses now that most of us are staying at home due to the enhanced community quarantine. TESDA offers 68 online courses that can be taken from 8 to 40 hours. TESDA Secretary Isidro La Peña said they are offering online courses for free and there is no age limit. Among the online courses with the most numbers of enrollees are electrical and electronics, entrepreneurship, and information and communication technology. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court on Thursday dismissed as fake news a document stating the release of the 2019 bar examination results on April 10. Associate Justice Estela Perlas Bernarbe, chair of the 2019 bar examinations, categorically state that the information is false and that the High Court has yet to meet NBank to decide on the schedule of the release of the bar exam results. Bernarbe also called for an investigation so that those responsible for this act shall be accordingly dealt with. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Lade Kabagani.
Still to come, the National Bureau of Investigation plans to summon government officials over violations of quarantine rules. Authorities report a decreasing trend of suspected COVID-19 cases in Cagayan de Oro. More on this when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Sa matinding laban natin sa Coronavirus Disease 2019, sugpuin din natin ang pagkalat ng fake news. Huwag magbahagi ng impormasyon na hindi tiyak ang pinagmulan. I-check mabuti ang source ng balita. Kumuha lamang ng impormasyon mula sa mga official channel ng Department of Health. Huwag magpadala sa maling balita, basta't sama-sama at laging handa. Kaya natin to. Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito. Tandaan ang tamang paraan ng paghuhugas at paglilinis ng kamay upang makaiwas sa iba't ibang karamdaman. Basain ng tubig ang mga kamay at sabunin. Unang sabunin ang mga palad at ang likod ng mga kamay. Kuskusin na maigi ang pagitan ng mga daliri at maging ang mga kuko. Isunod ang pagitan ng mga hinlalaki at kuskusin ng paikot ang mga dulo ng mga daliri sa magkabilang palad. Banlawang mabuti ang mga kamay sa malinis na tubig at patuyuin ang mga kamay gamit ang single-use towel o air dryer. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito. Pangalagaan ng sarili laban sa Coronavirus Disease 2019. Hanggat maaari, umiwas sa mataong lugar. Iwasang hawakan ang ilong at bibig, maging malinis sa katawan at ugaliin ang wastong paghuhugas ng kamay. Takpan ang ilong at bibig kung uubo o babahing. Umiwas sa mga taong nagpapakita ng sintomas ng coronavirus disease gaya ng lagnat, ubo at sipon. Magsuot ng face mask kung kinakailangan. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa. Kaya natin to. Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito.
The National Bureau of Investigation on Thursday said it is looking to summon various government officials over incidents in relation to the enhanced community quarantine in Luzon. NBI Deputy Director Ferdinand Lavin said Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte may be summoned to explain over the rally that took place along EDSA in Barangay Pag-asa, which violates the prohibition on mass gatherings under the ECQ. The NBI will also summon Village Chairman Rodolfo Palma over the said incident. Meanwhile, Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III will also be summoned for allegedly violating quarantine protocols. The Bureau earlier summoned Pasig Mayor Vico Soto for alleged violation of the national government's quarantine rules when he allowed tricycles to continue to ply their routes. The NBI says it will also continue to crack down purveyors of fake news which induce panic and chaos amid the public health emergency. Meanwhile, Cabinet Secretary Carlo Nograles on Thursday said the Malacañang Palace leaves it to NBI to justify decisions to require Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto to respond to the allegations. Nograles said he had no first-hand information about the investigation, that he recognized all efforts made by local officials to ensure that bayanihan measures and the enhanced community quarantine are observed at all times. He also expressed confidence that DILG continues to do its part in identifying local officials who have abused their powers. In Cagayan de Oro City, persons showing symptoms of the 2019 coronavirus disease have gone down in the city. Acting City Health Officer Dr. Lorraine Neri said 23 of the city's 35 patients under investigation have already completed the mandatory 14-day quarantine, while the 3 are still in isolation. Cagayan de Oro has 1,257 persons under monitoring, 1,198 of whom have already finished quarantine, 39 are still in isolation, and 17 were expected to complete the quarantine on Thursday. Neri said the PUIs and PUMs are required to report to the health centers in their respective barangays for the issuance of a certification of completion. Over 135,000 families in Davao de Oro are expected to receive cash through the government as aid amid the COVID-19 pandemic. More on this from Janice Cabe.
At least 135,000 families in Davao de Oro will benefit from the social amelioration programs of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. DSWD said each eligible family, including 4-piece beneficiaries, will receive 6,000 pesos. The assistance will be broken down into 4,800 in cash and the remaining 1,200 in the form of food and non-food assistance. Meanwhile, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board in Central Visayas is now issuing special permits to private vehicles commissioned to ferry workers of essential establishments, medical frontliners, and public officials and employees. Private companies and local government units should secure a permit for special travel in order to legalize their operation during the enhanced community quarantine. So far, 25 private companies and LGUs have applied for the special permit. In Zamboanga City, the government is distributing vegetable seeds to encourage residents to grow vegetables as a source of food amid the enhanced community quarantine. The city government has allotted 5 million pesos for the program, and so far, 1,000 families have received vegetable seeds. Residents who want to avail of free seeds could visit the City Agriculture District offices in Barangays Ayala, Tumaga, Culyanan, Manikahan, Curuan, and Bitali. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
The Department of Finance has issued the revenue regulations extending the deadlines for filing of tax returns, submission of documents, and the payment of taxes. The extension aims to relieve Filipino taxpayers who will not be able to file taxes because of the enhanced community quarantine and other restrictions implemented to prevent the spread of the coronavirus disease. Revenue Regulations Number 7/2020 extends the deadline for filing and payment of the annual income tax returns for the calendar year 2019 from April 15 to May 15. The deadline for VAT refund applications covering the quarter ending March 31st, 2018 is extended to April 30, while the tax amnesty on delinquency returns shall be accepted until May 23rd. Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez III reiterated his appeal to those who are able to file within the deadline or at the earliest possible time to do so online or through payment platforms. Up next, a portion of the PICC is converted into a COVID-19 treatment facility. And agrarian reform beneficiaries in Negros Province share their resources to those affected by the COVID-19 scare. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Alamin kung paano ang tamang pagsusuot ng surgical mask. Una, hawakan ang mask sa strap at siguruhing natatakpan nito ang inyong bibig at ilong. Tandaan, ang may kulay na bahagi ng mask ang dapat nasa labas. Ito lamang ang tamang paraan ng pagsuot nito. Ihulma ang nose piece o maliit na metallic strip ayon sa hugis ng inyong ilong. Iwasan ang paghawak sa inyong ilong at bibig. Kung marumi na ang mask, hubarin ito gamit ang strap at itapon ito sa isang basurahan. Siguruhin ang maayos na paghuhugas ng kamay gamit ang sabon at tubig. Ang surgical mask ay dapat gamitin ng mga pasyenteng may sakit sa baga o mga taong mayroong ubo, sipon at lagnat, mga nag-aalaga sa mga may sakit, at mga healthcare at frontline workers. Maaari ring magsuot nito kung kayo ay pupunta sa matataong lugar. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito. Alamin ang tamang paraan ng pag-ubo upang mapigilan ang paglaganap ng Coronavirus Disease 2019. Ugaliing magdala ng panyo o tissue. Kung uubo o babahing, takpan ang buong ilong at bibig gamit ang panyo o tissue. Kung walang dalang panyo o tissue, maaaring gamitin ang braso na pantakip. Kung nakararamdam na kailangan umubo o bumahing, agad na dumistansya sa mga tao sa paligid. Huwag dumura kung saan-saan, gumamit ng tissue at itapon sa basurahan. Ugaliin ang paghuhugas ng kamay at paggamit ng alcohol o hand sanitizer upang mamatay ang mikrobyo. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito. Alamin ang mga dapat gawin sa lugar ng trabaho laban sa Coronavirus Disease 2019. Ang mga kumpanya ay dapat magbigay ng face mask sa kanilang mga empleyado. Bukod dito, magbigay kaalaman din patungkol sa COVID-19. Siguraduhing malinis ang kapaligiran. Maglagay ng sabon at hand sanitizer sa mga palikuran. Siguraduhing ligtas at nalutong maigi ang mga pagkain sa kantina. Obserbahan ang kalusugan ng mga empleyado at katrabaho. Kung sakali man na mayroon silang sintomas ng coronavirus disease, gaya ng lagnat, ubot sipon at hirap sa paghinga, ay agad ipasuri sa doktor. Basta't sama-sama at laging handa, kaya natin to! Isang paalala mula sa DOH, PCOO, KBP at ng himpilang ito.
The Department of Public Works and Highways has started on Thursday the conversion of the Forum Halls of the Philippine International Convention Center to a facility that will manage mild to moderate cases of coronavirus disease. DPWH NCR Director Ador Canla said the construction activities by the agency and private firms, EEI Construction, and the Villar Group have started with initial manpower of 300 personnel. He said they will be constructing cubicles, nurse stations, smart houses to be used by medical staff, and tents as mess halls. Canlas added that they will be working 24/7 as they want to finish the construction before Monday, Thursday next week. Meanwhile, 40 workers of EEI Construction are deployed in Rizal Memorial Coliseum to expedite its conversion into a COVID-19 health facility. Works are also ongoing at the World Trade Center. The Department of Health will manage the operation of completed health facilities with possible assistance from private health care providers. The Office of Civil Defense refuted on Thursday the allegations that it is confiscating medical supplies donated to private hospitals and redistributing them to other medical centers in favor of Senator Bongo. The OCD released a statement following claims that it is in cahoots with Go in manipulating the release of donations for COVID-19 response. Screenshots of messages circulating on social media alleged that the confiscated supplies are being repackaged package with attribution to Go and being distributed to malasakit centers. The OCD dismissed as false and malicious information the claims about the supposed mishandling of donations. The OCD also said it does not seek help when it comes to doing its task to list down and ensure the orderly and swift distribution of donated supplies. President Duterte on March 31st signed Administrative Order 27 delegating OCD as the main coordinating body to manage the donations for COVID-19 response. Professional boxers and their trainers are appealing to Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello III that they be included in the Social Amelioration Program. This with all fights either canceled or postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In an open letter to the Secretary sent April 1st, promoter Dante Almario reiterated the plea of Games and Amusement Board Chairman Abraham Mitra that all licensed professional boxers and trainers be entitled to receive the 5,000 to 8,000 peso SAP initiated by President Rodrigo Duterte. Almario noted that all boxing events, promotions, and activities have been canceled automatically, affecting and suffering zero income for several months. He said the boxers and trainers are breadwinners, that whatever they get as prize money would go to their families. On April 1, the GAB submitted with DOLE the list of professional boxers and trainers, asking that they be included in the government's SAP. Agrarian reform beneficiaries in northern Negros are paying forward to their fellow farmers who are in need amid the COVID-19 threat. On Monday, the group of Hacienda Chambery in Barangay Kaduhaan, Cadiz City, distributed food packs to 52 recipients, including its members, non-members, and seasonal farm workers. Also in Barangay Kaduhaan, the Dalayapan Agrarian Reform Cooperative provided a total of 97 sacks of rice to 237 recipients on March 15. In Manapla Town, the Nazareth Farm Workers Association released financial assistance to its members and extended help to other ARBs on March 26. In a statement on Thursday, the Department of Agrarian Reform lauded the organizations for their generosity and goodwill towards their fellow farmers and farm workers who are considered frontliners in food production. Here's another look at today's biggest stories. Malacanang says the government is speeding up the process of distributing donations to address COVID-19. The National Bureau of Investigation plans to summon government officials over violations of quarantine rules. Authorities report a decreasing trend of suspected COVID-19 cases in Cagayan de Oro. And agrarian reform beneficiaries in Negros Province share their resources to those affected by COVID-19 scare. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out more news content, check our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And as a quick reminder, as we move into the weekend, we are into our third week of the enhanced community quarantine. Let us still all cooperate in order to alleviate this crisis. We understand that people are feeling anxiety, are getting uneasy, but we must stay together and work together to be able to combat this situation. Stay safe and have a good weekend to everybody. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.